Okay.
Hey, I am Claudia.
Claudia, what do you want?
Short hair.
Yeah, pixie style.
Pixie style and loose.
Okay. Free my hair.
Yeah, free my hair.
Will you turn so they can see how your hair is now? It's the first time you model for me?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Hello friends on YouTube, I'm gonna do her hair. Now of course I start like always with protection. And it's the first time she models for me. And the last time I did her hair she was about 12 years old. So it's a long time ago. Start of course with wetting the hair and seeing what is going on. There's a lot of curly effect in her hair. And the hair is a bit dry because it was summertime. We kunnen tussentijd gewoon praten.
Ja.
Before I start cutting, I put a conditioner in, a leave-in conditioner or blend. This gives some moisture to the hair. And smells really nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make use of this curly effect first. And the thing she misses the most in her hair is the moist. You can see this because now I put only a leave-in conditioner in the hair, and when I turn it you can see how wonderful the hair curls. So we can make use of that. We talked about the front. She don't like it that there is so much weight on the front. She loves to have a bit hair so she can make it like a bit too rough. So the thing I think to use on her and the tool to use on her is the hot razor of Ergo. Starting with the hot razor, starting in the front, part the hairs over the natural lines, watch at the natural lines, get in with my hot razor and get rid of the dry ends. Take the hairs up from the crown area and part them like a clock. Watch how it go. Start about 4 centimeters from the top of the skull and then add some length while I travel to the ends of the hair. Now first start with the sides. So I turn a bit so you can see a bit more. Start first part in front of the ear. Take the hairs to the back. And don't make straight lines. Take the hairs to the front. Leave some hair in front of the ears. And only work with the tip of my knife. Take the hairs to the back. And now I have a connection line to the hairs on the back. So take the hairs up, watch at the lines of the skull, go in and gently go down. Over the same line, just use the tip of my knife to get rid of the volume on the back and add some air into this place so we can have more volume without hair. Travel up, watch at the lines Now in the neckline there's also a lot of hair. So take this up, pull it to the front, go in above the ear, gently go down. In the meantime you hear the hissing of the blade, and the hair has to be wet, otherwise I cannot cut it with a hot tool. I have to seal the ends, and that is by the heat of the water. Now go in the natural lines. So I watch how the fall is of the curly hair. I just play with it, swinging through the hair. Turn a bit so you can see this also. Over your hands. Plastic. So yeah. So take the hairs up, watch at the natural shapes. Go in, take a new part on it, follow the lines, just play with hairs. So it's a way of listening to the way the hair goes and the way it moves. She wants easy hairstyle, so you have to get used to the lines there is still on the head and use the lines into the hairstyle. Holding some length in the neckline. Coming on the center. On the center mostly the hairs turn from the left to the right and the right to the left, or straight down. And use only the tip again of my knife. Because I want some volume on the rounding, I leave the hair there a little bit longer. So I take the hairs up, point to the center of the skull. That doesn't mean that I don't take off anything, because I give also a slight effect by just using the tip of my knife. Now when I turn, you can see the difference between the left side and the right side. So you see the long hanging hair and you see the playable effect, the way hair can curl on the other side. So this can be rough and even small. Now before I start to contact that line, I start on the side, because I want to work to that line. Here I have a little bit more length, maybe I can make use of that. First I start above the ear, the same I did on the other side. Go down, pull the hairs on the same line, and then go into the curves again. Using only the tip of my knife. Watch at the lines. Go in from beneath and hold some length on the crown area. Lay the hairs back. Go in the natural lines. Now turn a bit so I can see what I need to see, because I'm standing on the side of her. And I have to stand straight behind her to see if the lengths are right. And there's also a reason I don't go too high up, because her implant is very high. You can see this. So otherwise it will be a bit stupid hairstyle. I don't want that. Now the thickness is in balance. So now I go to the side again, adopt the lines, just correct it a bit, not much. And now we go to the front again. Maar stil is, hè?
Ja.
Heb je gezegd dat ze niks mag zeggen? Heb je gezegd dat ze niks mag zeggen?
Ja.
Het zou echt heel stil zijn met die kapper.
Ja, ik heb gezegd dat ze moet stil zijn.
En dat dacht ik al.
Dat zie je je werk moet laten doen.
Ik zit te luisteren naar je.
Ja, en alles wat ik doe.
Ja. Ik denk, ja, klinkt wel heel logisch
Ja,
allemaal.
dat is ook logisch. Go from the center of the skull to the holy bone. Lay the upper hair aside. Go to the center. Take the hairs up in the center, twist them around, and go working in the opposite lines. Still holding some length. Take one part on the side of it. Do this also on the other side. Taking the hairs up, twist them around. This gives a very playful effect, and especially with curly hair, it's so nice to have this in the hairs. It looks always good. Come on the parts above the ear. Take the hairs up. Start straight on the ear. And work my way down. Pull the hairs off the back on the ear. And connect them to that line. Take a part that lays above it and work in the chin line. Take a new part on it. Always watch at the chin line and work in the same line. Heb je altijd goudblond haar?
Van mezelf wel, maar dit is nu meer van de zomer.
Ja, dat snap ik. Dat is een
Dus,
beetje. En in de winter wordt het dan iets matter.
ja. Ja, ook omdat het nu grijs wordt. Dus. Soms zoek ik er nog wel een ander kleurtje in, maar ik vind dit eigenlijk het beste.
Het staat heel mooi, ja. Klopt. Heel erg oppassen met de rode kleur, want ik heb een heel rood gezicht.
Ook dat en rood bij mij, alles waar maar rood in zit, wordt bij mij extra rood. Mijn haar wordt heel warm van warme tinten. Dus.
Ja. Ja, daarom is het goud al apart. Dat je
ja.
niet zo meer naar een matte kleurblond moet eigenlijk. Maar ja, de zon lift het natuurlijk wel.
Ja.
Nou, daar gaan een mooi spreetje voor. So now I did all the hair on the side. So now I can go to the front again. Still holding some length at the front. Go in on the holy bone. And work my way gently up. Take the hairs to the side. Start connecting to the back. And work to the line I just made. I love to work in freehand styles because they give a lot of pleasure and more personality to the hairstyle than when you part everything. Hold my fingers in the line of the chin line, coming from the back, gently going to the front, and work till I get on the line of parting. Go in with the tip of my knife, thin it a bit. Take a new part on, starting in the back. Now straight from part and just take my tip. This takes away the weight and makes it more funny to wear. Watch at the lines, push them up to see how the curly effect is. And you can see that this can be worn nicely and rough. So I go back to that place. Coming at the front again, going to the first line, take the hairs on that line, knowing that you don't like too much hair into her face lines. And thank God for that, because the ends are totally dry. Always watch at the skull again. When you don't see the chin line, you can always watch at the eyes, at the nose. They're always the same lines. Go to the other side again. And connect both lines to each other. Now the only thing I want to do now is to take away a bit of the weight around here. So this is a lot of hair. This I will also do with twisting. Take the hairs on the parting line, know that the length is here, turn them, watch where they jump out, hold them in an angle of 45 degrees. And chop. Chopping is nice with a hot razor because you can hold your thumb on the blade. Be aware that the hair has to be a bit wet, otherwise you burn your fingers. But especially when you want to have a funny, creative hairstyle, it's a lovely way to do hair. And you don't have to force anything, because the tool is so hot, it travels very lightly to the hairs. Now in the underparts I want to get rid of a bit volume, so I only go in gently, take away a bit of the weight. This gives also more power when you have a curly effect to get volume in the hairs, especially now it's getting winter, autumn. It's much easier to hold hairs in good shape. Zo'n film kunnen we bijna helemaal opzetten, hè?
Ja.
Dat is wel grappig. Coming to the underlines, take the hairs aside and only take off the hairs that I don't need. always control the lines behind the ear. Same in the neckline. The hairs that stick out on the side and not the best hairs to have. So you take them away. This of course on both sides. And I'll make her a natural color, and there put in some highlights, so that's what I'm gonna do next. Okay, decided to have a color. Now her skin colors are very red, so I don't use a red, I use cool colors of blonde, mixed 1-on-1. I show you the photo of the tubes I used now into the video. This I apply on my hair and totally on my hair. I made this with 3% the stem volume. This I do because I don't want to lighten up the base color, because then all the golden tones are coming in and I don't want that to happen, so I want to leave the color as cool as possible. And I will make some highlights in top when I lay the hairs back in the natural shapes, or the shapes I just want to create the hair. And then lay some highlights on it just to make it more funky. The cool shades are getting into the hairs. And I comb the hair back in the line that I want to style them afterwards. Into the bleach I used of Glint, I put a thicken. And the thicken makes it possible to lay bleach just on the hairs without get it into the underlines. It stays on the place where you apply it. Also, in the bleach is step 1 to protect the hairs for drying out. The bleach I made with 6%, that's 20 volume. Just follow the natural lines. Just like painting, and stay away about a centimeter of the first part of the hairs. Then I take a cotton wick, make thin lines with, and lay them over my hair. This is also extra protection, so the bleach stays on top of the hairs and not go into the hairs. This I cover up. Then I'll wait for 25 minutes, rinse it out, and then we're back to style the hair. And I don't use heat, because I want the color into the cool colors, so I don't force it with heat. So don't go away, we'll be certainly back. Back from coloring, put in step 2. Left on and then rinse it out. So now I can blow dry this hair. First comb it through. For blow drying I take a little bit foam, using velvet of Glint. Small amount. Applying this on the hairs. Do this only with my fingers, leave the rest in the palm of my hands. And then the rest I massage in. Comb the hairs again. Now I start with blow drying with a small brush and then roughen it up with my hands.
mooi kleren.
Ja, gaaf hè?
Ja.
So far blood drying. In case I take a shaper, just a small amount, and I take a gloss, and gloss is the same thing as shine, and shine is the name of glint. Glint means shines. Mix them together. Knowing that she loves to have a bit wild hair, so not too stiff. And bring out all the curly effects on her. The back, I just pull up. So I just pull up the hairs. Take my product from the hand palms into my fingertips. And just play with hairs. Now this is a new hairstyle, a new color. Thank her for being my model. I thank you for watching my videos. If you want to know something, just comment. I'll always reply. She will turn and show you the end result. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Wauw.
Je mag een rondje draaien.
Wauw.
Wauw haar.
Ja, leuk.
Wauw haar.
Ja, wauw haar.
Ja,
Nou,
leuk.
foto's maken.
Ja.
Wil je het achterkant even zien?
Ja.
Van het wauw haar.
Van het wauw haar, ja. Ik zie nu wel, maar hier niet.
Wauw haar.
Wauw haar. Ja. Gaaf.
Kijk,
Echt gaaf. Ja.
alsjeblieft.
Super, dankjewel. Ziet er
Ja,
echt leuk uit.
het zit leuk.
Ja, hè? I am Claudia.
Claudia, what do you want?
Short hair.
Yeah.
And
Pixie style.
Pixie style and loose.
Okay. Free my hair.
Yeah, free my
Will
hair.
you turn so they can see how your hair is now? It's the first time you model for me.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.